Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you are well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more Reddit stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too, and let's crack on with today's first story. Much love guys. Now today's first story comes from OnlyWasabi7243 and says, am I the arsehole here for telling my dad to cherish his other son because he's the only one he has left? Made this account a few days ago. Debated on actually posting about this because it's stupid, but here I am. So I'm 17 male and I'm graduating high school this year. My parents divorced when I was just shy of 2. Long time ago. Dad remarried, mum remarried, then divorced again, she's single. Dad had another son with his wife. His other son is 14. Entire life, his son has taken more importance, told me I'm the older brother so I should be stronger and not to make a big deal out of it. I was 9 years old, standing looking out of the window, waiting for my dad to show up, just for him to call my mum to tell me he can't make it because other son has a dentist appointment and he's freaking out. It was literally just a checkup. Yeah, understandable. Let me just go fuck myself. Stupid things like that. He ditched my sports games for random reasons, not even just because of my brother. He didn't come to my talent show when I was 15 because he didn't want to. That's it. Didn't want to. No plans, nothing. He had to be at that. Just didn't want to. I spent months learning guitar and a song to play for him since he loves guitar and he loves that song. Oh well, let me go fuck myself again. My parents don't have a good relationship, but my mum doesn't keep him from me. I've heard their conversations, he just doesn't want to be there. I don't know. At one point I asked my mom if he was really my dad, and she said yes and asked why I'm saying things like that. I asked why does he hate me then? Emotional moment, but it passed. That happened just before my 17th birthday, and since then I've just kind of stayed in my lane. If he reached out to me I'd say hi, but I wouldn't ask him anything. I wouldn't hug him if I saw him, I wouldn't beg for time together. Kind of indifferent, I guess. Not saying he was never in my life, but he was really only there for the moments that literally any other person would call him a dick for if he wasn't there. Birthdays, short visits on Christmas, had surgery when I was younger, he was there for that. Anything else though, and he was busy like 70% of the time. Well, last week he told me he regretted being so absent in my life. He told me he had a pre-planned trip for him to drive me to college when I start. We would leave immediately following my graduation and we would just drive across the country. Info not accepted to any college, but I've spoken to the one I want to go to, which is in Washington, and it's basically guaranteed with my grades. I told him don't bother, he should spend the summer with his son. I do want to say that I've never said no when he's asked to hang out or talk on the phone. I always said yes, even when I didn't want to just keep the peace and not cause issues. As far as I'm concerned though, I don't have a dad. I have a mother and a man who occasionally spares time for his other kid. He didn't like my reply and said I'm his son too. Lol, not gonna lie, I laughed and asked since when? We kind of fought after that and he didn't end on a good vibe. I told him I was planning on dropping contact when I turn 18 since he was probably going to do the same, so why bother keeping this relationship alive when he's never wanted to know me and I stopped wanting him to. He's been trying to reach out, but I shut it down every time. He's dropped by, but I don't see him. He calls me, I decline. He messages, I ignore. Yesterday ago, I messaged him. Hi dad, please stop trying to talk to me. I truly want no relationship with you. You never wanted one with me, so I don't see why you're acting so hurt by this. I don't know if you ever gave a fuck about me because of your own hate for me or your wife who never let you come over. I don't know, I don't care. I realized I do not have a dad a while ago and really accepted it recently. I'm not mad, I just don't care. Keep the same energy now that you had the last decade and stay away from me. I hope your relationship with your son stays just as important to you because he's your only kid. Have a good life. Dad told my mum. My mum's mad at me and told me I should give him a chance because he's trying. Not wrong. I do feel kinda bad because I could tell when he was describing our trip he was excited. Oh well. I wanted a dad to be proud of my achievements and my grades, but instead I got a good job card from a drugstore and I'm proud of you text. Really sincere. Mum's still trying to guilt trip me and I'm starting to feel like I should just do the trip then block his number when I'm at college. It's another year of faking smiles with him, and I just don't want to do that. It would be easier though. I don't know. Am I a dick for all this? Look, this has been years in the making. This isn't something that's just sprouted out of nowhere. You've had years of this. Years of being let down by your dad. Years of him prioritizing his other son over you. And you simply had enough. You don't see him as the father figure he thinks he is. And I can't blame you for it. I often say in these stories, when you look at people, what do they actually bring to your life? And it sounds like he hasn't brought much apart from disappointment to you. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that. So he can't be all shocked Pikachu face now you don't want him in your life after all these years. Instead of running to your mum, he should have been apologizing and saying, look, if there's ever a chance you want to talk to me again, please know I'm here, etc., etc. You may not want to, but it would be at least some way that he's acknowledging his fuck up, acknowledging what he's done. And I gotta say, I'm disappointed by your mum's actions in this as well, that she's trying to force you to do this and guilt tripping you to just do it. But Lux Rothchop says you're not any kind of arsehole. In fact, you're giving your dad exactly what he wanted all along. A son he doesn't talk too much, who stands on his own 2 feet and doesn't expect much from his dad. That's what he created. If he wants something different, you both need to agree. It's not up to him to decide you'll be a happy family now. Bitter Animator says you don't owe him your time now that he's finally remembered he has other children. These are the consequences of his actions. You might want to remind your mother of all the times a little boy was let down. Now you're grown. He doesn't get to walk in. Unicorn says not the arsehole. If you had agreed to the trip, the sibling would have been a last-minute addition so you two could get to know each other better. I'm betting Dad was hoping to blindside you and it would be too late to back out. I would also ask your mum why she's defending this ass after all the hurt she's seen inflicted on you by his lack of caring. Opie says she said she doesn't want me to regret anything later in life. I told her I won't, but she's still pushing. Best Confidence says your mum shouldn't be guilting you about this. Your feelings are completely understandable. I had the same kind of father. It hurts when it happens initially, but over time you become kind of numb to it. I will say that I got counseling and that it helped a lot. I don't hate my father. I'm indifferent to him. It sounds like you feel the same, and don't ever let anybody tell you you need to give him a chance. It's your father, it's your life. You're the one he hurt. You get to make the choices. Other people need to butt out. I wish you the best of luck in the future. So OP came in with her update and said hi. I wasn't going to make an update post, but more and more people kept asking for one, so here I am. I'm sorry I stopped replying, but the post got attention and I freaked out a bit. I stopped replying, I didn't stop reading comments and the 100+ DMs people sent me. This won't be long. A lot of people told me to confront my mum on why she was pushing so hard, and I did. After a while she gave in and told me we should ask my dad over. 25 minutes later we were all sitting in my living room and they were all telling me my dad has cancer. He won't be getting through it and he won't be here for my 21st. He won't be here for my college graduation. He won't be here for my wedding or when I have kids. It's different when someone won't be there but could be, as an absent parent is. Some of you suggested to go no contact for a few years and reassess later. Well, I can't do that. People told me to ask myself if I'd miss him if he was gone, and I wanted Dad. I don't know what to say. Who doesn't want a father in their life? Yes, I seemed indifferent in my post, and I really felt that way, but fuck, he's not going to be here, so I don't really get to take my time and go to therapy, which almost every single person suggested. If I only get to have a dad for a year, then I'm taking it. I'm going on the trip with him. They made it very clear there's a chance he won't be here, and if it happens, he wants me to go with my mum. He planned for us to see the country, see where he grew up, make memories together so I'd have something. I know people will be mad with what I'm doing. I'm sorry. Thank you for your advice and your personal stories to try and help me decide on what I should do. Is he just doing this now to clear his conscience? Probably. I don't care. He won't be here to see either of his kids grow up. I think that's punishment enough. Damn, that's a rough situation. And I think, Opie just needs to do what they feel is right for them in it. I can imagine there'd be a whole varied bunch of opinions on this and how other people would deal with it. Some people suggesting OP get proof of what's going on, saying that it sounds like a selfish move on the father's part. But again, I think you need to do what's right for you in this situation. You're the one that has to live your life going forward and process everything that's happened. Obviously, it doesn't excuse his past and the way he's treated you up to this point, and it could be an opportunity to have those hard conversations. You know, because he has cancer now, it doesn't excuse what he's done or hasn't done in the past, and you're perfectly valid to have those conversations. But whatever happens going forward, OP, I really do wish you all the best. But now, I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? How would you deal with it if it was you? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And let's move on to another story. Now, our next story comes from Flaky Artists from the Am I the Arsehole Here subreddit. It has 2 updates attached to it and is titled, Am I the Arsehole Here for considering postponing my wedding after I saw how my fiance talks about me in his group chat? Hi everyone, I hope you can give me some insight and help with this situation. Me, 24 female, and my soon-to-be husband, 24 male, have been together since we were both 17. He was my first everything, first boyfriend, first kiss. He took my virginity, literally my first for everything. He proposed after I graduated nursing school and I've never been happier. I know everyone says this, but there's literally been 0 problems and 0 red flags. I wanted to play this game he has on his iPad because I've become borderline addicted to it. As I was playing it, I saw a text from his group chat pop up. I ignored it, then another came up with one of his friends saying I'd married a BJQ. Don't know what that is, hopefully we're going to find out in a minute. I got confused, so I decided to open it. This group chat is only men. Some are my childhood friends too, and we hang out with these people multiple times a week. My husband sent a pros and cons list about me. I copied it, sent it to me, deleted the evidence. Here's the list. Pros, sexually eager and blowjobs whenever I want. Big tits, big ass, big thighs and a flat stomach. Doesn't let herself become frumpy and ugly. Funny, smart, good cook and baker. Cons, has lots of animals. Doesn't always keep our place clean. Laughs too loud, vulgar and crude, has bad breath in the mornings. Spends too much time at the gym. Is the list that bad? It made my stomach drop and I've just felt this impending dread ever since discovering it. The cons aren't that bad, but it feels so objectifying with the pros list. And as I scrolled up and read more, the worse it got. He talked to them about how he thinks I lied about being a virgin when we met because I'm too eager in wanting to try too many things, and even bragged about how he has a folder on his phone of videos and photos of me and us. Everybody dared him to send it, but he said no. How can I be sure he didn't send it anyways and deleted the evidence? He even talked about how there was a week he tested to see how many blowjobs he could get out of me by simply asking for them, and decided to stop because he started to feel bad. There was more, but I can't write it out. I feel so gross and sad. I talk about him in such a different way. It feels like he only sees me as a sex object and I see him as my other half. I've opted out of friends' hangouts and distanced myself from him. He's noticed and has been trying to find out what's wrong, but I'm not even ready to tell him. I want to postpone our wedding until we can figure this out, or even if it's salvageable. Am I overreacting? Please, any and all advice is welcomed. Edit. The response has been overwhelming. I've never used Reddit before and opted to use my friend's account, and wow, I really wasn't expecting this. I appreciate all your guys' advice and input. Truly, this means a lot. I'll try to update when I can, but again, thank you all. Just a random point, I know it's not the whole point of the story, but when he was talking about the pros and cons list, he says about, that you don't let yourself become frumpy and ugly, but then complains about you spend too much time in the gym. What the fuck, dude? Unbelievable levels of disrespect towards you. Telling people he's going to see how many blowjobs he can get out of you in a week just because he can. Ugh, dearie me. This is someone that you love, trust, and are getting married to at some point, and they're talking to you behind your back like this. They never said anything about you as a person. Like you said, it was just objectifying, and I would really, seriously, 100% reconsider getting with someone who's doing this behind your back. In fact, I just wouldn't. But before doing so, I would also make sure those videos and photos are gone. But Reddit Lurker says, I don't think you should ever marry anyone so willing to humiliate you. He doesn't sound like he has much love or respect for you. Not a good way to start a lifelong partnership. PNL Main says, my thoughts exactly. This is her fiance, soon to be husband, and he's discussing you this way with his friends. I'm appalled at his behavior. Your fiance/husband should be your best friend, your confidant, your soft place to fall, not someone who discusses how many BJs he can get out of you. I hate it when men discuss their sex lives. This is something very personal. Cancel the wedding, move out if you are living together, and start your new life. You deserve someone who treats you with respect. Alien Lifeform says, I agree with all this, but before doing so, delete his entire folder of photos and videos, clear the deleted items folder and anywhere it might be backed up. He might decide to share them after all. Chopped Liver says, this man has no respect for you. It's not okay for someone who is supposed to love you to talk about you in a degrading and objectifying way, and the others in the group chat are not your friends. If anything, you are now underreacting. Postponing the wedding is the minimum you should do. Don't be fooled into staying with him because he was your first and you've put so much time and energy into the relationship. You deserve better. You have plenty of time to find a partner who loves and respects you. Not the arsehole, but you may end up being one to yourself if you don't address this and demand better for yourself, even if it's with someone else. Jazzy Nightmare says, bad breath in the morning, like a normal person. I bet if she stopped spending too much time at the gym, he'd complain she's letting herself go. Doesn't keep the place clean. He could do that too. Eager to try new things means she wasn't a virgin. Or maybe she wants to have new experiences to figure out what she likes, since she doesn't know if she's inexperienced. Like literally none of what he listed was cons, and now he might lose what sounds like an awesome woman. Opie comes in with her first update and says, I wanted to say thank you to everyone that gave me their advice and input, and also thank you to my friend for letting me post on her Reddit account. I've never even used Reddit, so this whole experience has been wild. She suggested I use it due to her using it and told me she got a lot of great legal advice as well as emotional support, so again, thank you all. Anyways, my soon-to-be ex left for a work-related trip and won't be returning till the 7th. I decided to go through his iPad even more, and the things I found were absolutely appalling. I can't even believe I considered staying. You all opened my eyes, and what I found really solidified it. I searched the group chat more. They didn't talk about me a whole lot, but every time they did, it was so degrading and wildly inappropriate. I found out it was my soon-to-be ex that coined me as BJQ, and I was right. He has sent videos of me. It was just videos of me performing oral, but still, I wanted those to stay between us. I also found his ex and Reddit account. It is nothing but gangbang porn and cuck fetish porn. All the porn is one girl and multiple men. I don't want to read too much into that, but with how everything is falling, I'm scared he was going to try and share me with men in this group chat. Which yes, I am open-minded, but I am firm on no threesomes and no sharing of any sort. He knows this. I also found out he calls me Butterface. He constantly complains that I don't lean into my femininity and dress more girly. He said he hates my tattoos and piercings and said they are excessive. There's so much more and I'm just devastated. I don't even know where to begin. I don't want to tell my family because I'm so humiliated and sad. So I collect evidence from his iPad and take it to a lawyer. So I start moving out while he's away. I'm just so lost right now. Thank you, everybody, that helped open my eyes. The first commenter said to Opie on the back of that, depending on where you are, sharing those images and videos could be a crime. Go to the police. Don't delete anything yet. Wait until you've spoken to the police and then factory reset that bitch. Snoo says if it's an iPad, the files also need to be removed from the cloud, otherwise he could still potentially access them. Mish Elegant says his friends probably saved them on their devices as well and can distribute them if they wanted. What a nightmare. Opie needs a lawyer now. Rocket says Butterface equals everything but her face. Equals immediately break up. Get moved out ASAP while he's gone. Don't let him know until he's back. Move your stuff to a storage unit. Metal says, right, that means her body is great but her face. It's a disgusting thing to say about someone you're in a romance with. About anyone actually. Or am I mistaken? So Opie comes in with another update and says, "Hi everyone, I just wanted to give an update and also clear up a few things. A few people asked why I had to use my friend's account. I didn't want to make a Reddit account in case he had access to my email account. I wanted to remain completely anonymous making that post. My friend posted on Reddit previously and said she got a ton of emotional support and legal advice, which is what she said I needed. I'm very thankful she helped me make a post. Some messaged me and said this was clearly fetish content. I don't know how it would be, but I promise it's not. If I wanted to post fetish content, I'd just go to the side groups designated for that. I'm sorry if I came off as too vulgar in the previous post, but I was just trying to detail everything as best as possible. Anyways, on to the update. I was able to get moved out before he came home, but I barely made it. I finished moving everything out late at night on the 6th. I'm staying with Leslie until I'm able to find a new place. My family, as well as his, are aware of what's going on. I decided to text his mum everything. She never responded. My parents are flawed. My dad helped me move majority of my things out and accidentally broke his PC tower. Lol. I don't want to get too much into legal stuff because I don't know what I can and can't discuss. What I will share is my lawyer is wanting to pursue charges and the police believe I have enough evidence. The officers and detective I'm working with have been extremely helpful and are going above and beyond for me. Before he came home on the 7th, I texted one of his guy's girlfriends and let her know what I found because even though I didn't find images or videos of other guys' girlfriends, it's still better to be safe than sorry. She was amazing and we're still in touch. When he came home, everything went as expected. He was blowing up my phone, texting, calling, emailing, everything. He showed up at the hospital. Thankfully, I wasn't working that day, but I heard from one of the CNAs I work with. He's been demanding to know what's going on, that he's scared, etc. That he started texting, asking where his iPad was. An hour later, he started cursing me out, asking if I've lost my mind, telling me I need to grow up and come talk to him. I'm assuming he's figured out I know. If I can figure out uploading images, I'll post the text. Cops advised me not to block him because he'll likely say something that can further my case. I'm safe. My family is aware and so are all of my friends. I have a great support system. I'm just so scared and exhausted. I'm sorry if this is jumbled and doesn't make sense. I'm still trying to piece together everything. If there's more, I will update. ETA, I appreciate the concern, but regarding the PC comment, I paid for it and it was originally mine. He just took it over without asking, so he can't do anything about it. And he already knows I'm with Leslie. I can't disclose much, but once everything is settled and finalized, I can give more in a detailed update and provide more info. Probably won't be for a year or two depending. Thank you all. Condensed sarcasm says to OP, I'm so glad you are safe. You might want to talk to your boss and supervisor at the hospital and let them know he's a dangerous person and shouldn't be allowed in the property. If he knows where you work, he could continue to harass you there. Opie says my boss is now aware of the situation, and he said he's going to take the appropriate measures to handle this. Thank you. Rana replies to that and says, good to hear this. It sounds like you have a solid support system, OP, and that is great. Your ex is toilet scum, but it's much better you found out before getting married and wasting more time on him. I hope he gets hit with the full force of the law for sharing your intimate images without your consent. His friends should also be on the hook for that, as none of them warned you about that, even though some of them were your mates. Hope they get their comeuppance. Wishing you peace and healing. Maggie says I would love to see the text, but please don't post them. Let your attorney rake him over the coals. Opie said I should have clarified that I only post them when all is said and done, because my lawyer said after that he can't do anything to me. Thank you for the concern. And relaying what the comment said, I'm so glad that you are safe, you've got a good support system, and you're out of that situation, because you never know how someone's going to act on the back of this. I mean, this is someone that's already talking shitty about you behind your back, sharing your intimate images with people, and I'm just incredibly sorry that you've had to go through that in the first place. 7 years with someone that you loved, trusted, and was going to marry, so it's got to knock you for a 6 when this kind of thing happens. I'm incredibly sorry that you've had to go through it, but like the other comment said as well, it's better to find out now than later. What an absolute dick splash. But now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here today, getting involved in the stories. Your love, your support, your time always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love.